everybody, and welcome to Waffle Talk. We just watched episode 88 of Dice Camera Action, and now we are going to talk about it. I am here with fellow Dice Camera Action super fans. Annalise, how's it going? What'd you think?
Hello. Definitely not what I expected coming into this week.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't expect, well, for Anna to be DMing for a start, or for Chris to really let loose with all the chaos.
Yeah. Shauna, how you doing? What'd you think?
Good. I really enjoyed it. I like these kind of like off-standard ones, like the like this one, like the Waffle Pets. Just it's a lot of fun. Yeah, I was excited when like Chris kind of like shifted over to a PC side of things and let Anna do it, which was exciting. It's just a lot of fun.
Why? Why? Do you guys have any idea why that happened?
I thought. Go ahead. Annalise.
Oh, no, it's okay. You go first.
All right. I was just saying that like I was always thinking about how he was going to do that because the 3 clones were 3 of the 4 players, and Anna didn't have a character that was cloned, so I was wondering how they were going to do that, and this was a perfect way of doing it. She has been DMing, and she's been good at it, and it worked. I thought it was fun.
All right, I'm going to try to recap this. You guys correct me because I'm terrible.
All right.
It's funny, I write recaps every week, and I'm just a hot mess. So, for people who did not see this episode was all about the demented clones that the hags made. A while back, the hags had stolen some hair and blood from the heroes. And these hags are from the Tomb of Annihilation adventure. This is a thing from the book. So they stole stuff and they made these weird clones. And I guess they sent them to Port Nine Zaru, which is the jungle city in the Tomb of Annihilation adventure. And I guess they wander around the city as 3rd level versions of the heroes, right? And they're evil, and they just look for other evil people to stuff in a body bag to teleport to the hags so they can eat them. Do I have that right?
Yes, for food. Yeah, evil. Yeah, evil.
Yeah.
They have to take evil characters and put them in the bag.
So from what I'm gathering from it, the bag is a soul bag, which is similar to what night hags use normally to trap evil souls. I don't think that the hags are eating them. I think that the hags are using them to turn into soul lava or into the pupae to be able to trade. But that's more just from my own knowledge of night hags and of their dealings in the lower planes. The Sown sisters are weird even for night hags though, so who knows?
Yeah, soul bag. That makes a ton of sense. So basically, Chris set up the session, right? And then he handed it over to Anna, who ran it, and Chris ran an imp named Pox, I think it was.
Pox, yep.
And he just kind of did his thing. And there didn't seem to be much of a plan as far as the episode goes, right? It was just kind of like, they're in Port Nine Zaru, what do they do? So what'd you guys think of the show? Like, how'd you feel, how it went?
I feel like it was definitely a very necessary session to have, especially after all the heartache and the very depressing episodes that we've had in the Shadowfell, and with everything happening with Evelyn. A bit of levity was nice, honestly, and for the players to be able to sort of let loose and just do something completely different.
What do you think, Shauna?
Yeah, it was one of those, just a fun episode, which, considering the pattern of the way the show goes, these next 2 episodes are going to probably be pretty hard. It's always like the really tough ones come after the funny episodes.
There's only 2 left before the season is over, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it's kind of like the goofy one, and then we go back to the serious stuff next week, I guess.
Yeah, real heavy stuff.
He did mention that the creatures that were sent through the bag could play into the future sessions. Do you guys remember who got put in the bag?
Oh, the girl, the little girl, and Smina, I think were put in the bag and were transported.
Really?
I think so, yeah. Oh, no, he wasn't. Was he?
This episode really proved to me how little I know about WWE. So
that's true. It was very WWE.
Oh, yeah,
it just started with John Cena and just went Hulk Hogan and yes.
That was it. Yeah.
All right, so Casey said something here. Let's see. Someone said in chat, this is 2 years of stress relief going on right now. That sounds about right?
Yeah. Just actions without consequence for them. They can be as evil and as terrible as they want, cause much damage, and hopefully the Waffle crew, the characters themselves won't feel it, but they probably will.
Eli Darkheart says, Perkins is just stirring the pot with the Awful crew, getting them wound up. Trolling them, you think?
I don't know.
What are they going to do with the crew? Like, what's the point of the Awful crew? Like, what's going to happen with them? I can't think of anything.
Just more problems for the Waffle crew to have to deal with in the future. But honestly, I was expecting, when we first learned about the clones, I expected them to be doing far more nefarious things instead of just running around Fortnite and Zyro as level 3 characters, causing minor inconveniences.
Getting in fights with just like restaurant people.
That's true.
This is the equivalent of a gang of middle-aged suburban house moms.
It's all misdemeanors, basically, right? It's just like
at least for evil Politan, at least didn't do anything. Oh.
The thing about it, like, okay, so what do you do with those? Like, I mean, you could do like if the Awful crew does something bad, maybe the Waffle crew gets framed for it, maybe, or maybe it's like a lot of times when you have the evil doubles, you'll have your battle between the two, but the Awful crew is 3rd level, so it's not really. You know what I mean?
They are awful at what they do.
They're awful. Yeah, they're awful. They're just awful. But, it would be cool if, like, say, the Waffle crew goes through the tomb and they have an epic battle and they're hurt so bad and they think it's all over. All of them have, like, 1 hit point left. And then here comes the Awful crew. That would be pretty that'd be pretty awesome, right? But,
yeah.
Evil Diath doesn't have any armor. He's dressed like Aladdin.
Well,
he has
one backstab and he's dead.
But he has those performance checks, which he's been very good at.
I think the thigh-high boots that he's wearing give him a +1 to AC, probably, right? Let's see, Scotty. I wonder how Evelyn will feel if she's resurrected and finds out what the evil clones did. She would kill them in 1 round, right?
Yeah. I mean, I'd be more worried that they may deal with evil beings to get her back more than the clones at this point.
I'm almost wondering if, going on from the whole soul lava thing, if the hags are actually using this for their dealings with Mr. Fox, if Mr. Fox is indeed a Yugoloth or some kind of Arcanoloth. Because in the lower planes, soul lava and evil souls are actually a form of currency. Like, you can use that to get passage across the Styx. You can use that for dealings with Yugoloths and with fiends and with demons. Well, maybe demons. Demons are a bit weird, but this could actually be serving a purpose for the hags. But then again, the Stone Sisters are even weirder than normal night hags, so who knows?
Scotty says they did kidnap a little. Was that little girl evil? I mean, she did go in the bag, right?
She stole, which, I mean, what
evil?
Is the definition of evil?
Kids are all evil. They don't have morals.
They're all time. That'd be actually an interesting. That's an interesting take, actually. If all kids are evil. This was the goofy. Shelb says that this is the goofy, ridiculous episode we needed. People agree with that.
Yes.
The Awful crew has 3 hags backing them up. Evil Diath is such a dork. You guys think Evil Diath was dorky? think he was dorky.
I think he was like a bad mid-2000s pop punk star.
I mean, he's like, like the usual, like, for like the mid-2000s, like if you're gonna have like someone like for like on a Buffy episode, like evil ones, like he's in leather, he's showing like more skin, and he's like smoldering. It's like
a mid-2000s pop punk star. That's
yes.
That's awesome character idea, actually.
And I do agree with TK. I think that we need to disregard Politan looking like Strahd, but rather Politan needs to be looking like Strahd, but with the soccer mum bob cut.
Mm-hmm.
After his whole speak with the manager deal.
Smoking really did a number on him.
Mm-hmm.
I found what Politan was doing the most egregious, mainly because it's something that a lot of us can relate to.
We've all had that person.
In real life, like murder and like street fights with dinosaurs is something that a lot of us can't relate to, but having that one customer who just refuses to be a nice person is just a little shit. That's something that most people can relate to.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I used to work in a movie theater and I would have to kick people out, and it was like it was horrible every time. ADOL 1004. Are they really level 3? Because Strix might only have 2 Misties. I thought they said they were level 3. Is that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they did say they were level 3. They probably just grabbed those level 3 sheets, because when the show first started, I think they had the sheets up online. They're probably still there. I think they just grabbed those level 3 sheets and run their characters off of those. So I think they were.
And honestly, if they miscounted spells or anything, I don't blame them, because it was still using a character they're not used to and a sheet they're not used to.
Mm-hmm.
And it all seemed very just off the cuff. So
it was a loose episode, you know. It was just like kind of a goofy, fun thing. So I don't think it was like a real, you know. I mean, it seemed like there wasn't much of a. I kind of wonder how they set this up. If Chris said, was this a last minute thing, or I mean, like it was kind of like, I kind of thought that maybe there would be more of a plot or something, you know. But it was just let them run loose. Maybe that actually was the idea. Just awful brute, just be awful. Just go, just so people can get to know these weird, evil characters.
It was a breath of fresh air, though, and I think that next week is going to be right back into the serious business, with the crew being given a week to sort of figure out, hey, do we want to give them more of ourselves and create more of these evil clones, to bring our friend back and to get to achieve our goals.
Yeah, because I think the next 3 episodes are going to be finish up whatever's in the tomb, the aftermath of that, and then right into the next season. So they have a good break before going into all that stuff.
I think let's talk about for a moment how we think this season's going to end. Because I was thinking about the deal they were making with the hags and how they want to get the resurrection scroll as well as the items for Shemeshka. Personally, I think that the series is going to end with them summoning Shemeshka and something coming out of that. There being some consequences for perhaps removing the Gaius spell, or perhaps her pulling one of them through the portal with her. Or maybe even Mercy Killers showing up with her.
Sounds like a
What do you think,
thing.
Shauna?
Yeah, I think it's gonna. Yeah, it's definitely gonna have to end with something with Shemeshka and like the spectacles, because most of the tomb stuff seems to be taken care of. The Soulmonger is seemingly destroyed. The Ashfall is destroyed. So I mean, that's really the only place you have left, unless Chris is gonna make them fight Sararak, which I don't think we're gonna see. Which is weird.
Okay, so the end of the season could be, I would say, I think you're right. Definitely, like Shemeshka will be involved, and we'll find out what exactly Shemeshka wants to do with all this stuff, right? Because I think the X the Mystic book is full of spells, right? It's got like every spell or something like that, I think. And I don't remember what the spectacles do, but and I don't know who Mr. Fox is, right? And if that could be a rival Arcanoloth, and maybe she wants him dead for some reason that is going to be detrimental to the adventurers and maybe the whole multiverse. I definitely think you're right. And it's like, I think Chris saw that Shemeshka was really popular, and he probably decided to just go nuts with it. And I mean, this is going to happen. The end of the season is going to happen right when Mordenkainen's Tome of Foes comes out. And I think Shemeshka's in that book. So this could just be the beginning of a whole Shemeshka thingamabob, where the heroes have set something into motion that is going to be really bad, and now they have to deal with it, probably. Something like that.
Well, we know already that's Mordenkainen's Tome of Foes, that the in-universe explanation for that being a thing, just like Volo's Guide or Xanathar's Guide, is that Shemeshka stole these notes from Mordenkainen and has released them to the world as this book. So I'm assuming that there's going to be little notes from Mordenkainen in the book, similar to Xanathar's notes or Volo's notes, and there will also be ones from Shemeshka, and some of her thoughts on the things are similar to some of the notes that you've put into your own guides, Sean.
Yeah. Okay. Casey says, Chris mentioned wanting to fit this in for a while now. There wasn't a good spot for it until now. Kayla Klein, hello, says, I get the impression Chris let them do whatever they wanted, so they'd have to deal with whatever they did. That's fun. That's a funny idea. Let them do whatever they want and then have it pile up on them at the end. Raul, Mark, Anna did have a black cap prepared, so I imagine she did have the black Chris Perkins cap. So
yes,
didn't shave though. Didn't put on a bald cap. Not dedicated enough to the cosplay.
That would be that would be intense if that happened. Didn't
bring Sir Barristan or Poa, her dogs, with her. Not a good enough impression.
Let's see here. Refresh words. I have flashbacks to Dia threatening Shemeshka, and I worry about that coming back. Well, okay, so yeah. I mean, what would I just don't know what Shemeshka's plot is. That's all. I don't know what her scheme is at all. I don't understand. Still, I don't understand what her deal with the sword is, and I don't understand her overall, like how she fits in to the whole story.
I think it's pretty safe to say that she has. Let's go over a few things that we've talked about in the past. We know that she has some kind of stake in the Lorcatha Skizix schism, and that Diath might be some kind of bargaining chip for her, perhaps with the Skizixes. We know that, like from lore, that she is very powerful, and that she has her fingers in a lot of different pots in Sigil, and that she trades in information. It's possible that she has given a lot of the information about the Waffle crew, and in particular these two planar criminals, over to their families or to the Mercy Killers, hence why the Mercy Killers are after them. I think we know that she's only in it for herself, which is why she hasn't shown loyalty towards the Waffle crew, even though she's there to help them. Anytime that they do summon her, it will help them in the moment, but it will hinder them in the future, because she will have traded any information about them or any information that they've given her over to someone else. She's the king of the cross trade, and that's her job.
Yeah, so I guess, okay, so let's say at the end of the season, if the Mercy Killers actually got possession of Strix and Diath, I think they're the ones who have the prison in Sigil. Do you guys remember if that's right?
Mercy Killers.
And they have.
Do they? Are they? Yeah, right.
The Mercy Killers have a prison, and you also have the governors who have their courthouses there.
And the Mercy Killers have the Mercy Killer Worm. Once in a while, they do a public executioner where they have this basic dragon-type creature devour somebody. So maybe that'd be kind of reminiscent of poor Diath getting hung in the public square, And we would do that again. That would be freaking horrible. I'm kind of wondering if the next season is going to just take place in the city of sigil, you know, sigil.
I guess we'll find.
I think it might. I honestly think that all roads lead to Planescape with this adventure. It's we've seen hints of it so often throughout the series that them not going back there would be very surprising. And especially since we're going into the whole interplanar conflict thing and all the conflicts of the planes with modern Kynans, I'd be surprised if we didn't see it next season, or even in the series finale. That's me being hopeful with my wishful thinking, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Swan Dive question that might have been discussed before. What are Shemeshka's keys, and do you think there could possibly be more out there? Is that possible? There's more keys? I don't think so.
We really don't know. We only know that an Asamar gave Dieth the keys when he was very young, and that these keys have the power to work in not just in the Sword Gutter, but also in lots of other locks, such as in Strahd's Tome and in the Hell Ruin Force Bomb.
That's right. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
People have theorized that maybe it's something to do with the Lorcatha souls, since they were all... The whole thing with the Lorcatha was that they had to give up all of their souls in order to appease the Skizzics. So all but one, and the one remaining Lorcatha is Dieth.
Yeah.
Whether the keys are something to do with the souls, we're not sure. It's very vague. I had thought maybe for a while it may have been something to do with the Shadow Sorcered key, which was something that Todd Stewart, the real Shemeshka, has written about, but again, quite vague. So we know that the keys are intrinsically tied to Dieth, but we don't know why Shemeshka wants them or what they are. But we do know that they're very powerful.
I was interested this episode because in D&D, generally, at least in my experience, playing evil characters doesn't work in the long term at all. So it was really interesting to see these players who are so conscientious and see them play evil in a in a non-disruptive way, like as far as the people are playing with you, you know. And it seemed like it worked fine, right? It wasn't wasn't unpleasant or I don't know. I didn't like the little kid thing. I don't know. I mean, it wasn't like a big deal, but sticking a little kid in the bag. I don't know. But that's evil. They're evil. You know.
Oh, gee, I wonder if Dieth has done any worse normally.
Yes.
And that was good. And that was good.
The white text this week was real good on that.
Look, it was on brand, and it was like, maybe this is real Dieth.
Maybe it was. It was like it was interesting to see, you know, evil characters like always where's the line, you know, because a lot of times. Yeah. I think a lot of people have experienced where someone plays an evil character and it's kind of jerky, you know, and they do things just kind of to bother other people, and it gets real meta and like, you know, and uncomfortable, you know, especially if you have good characters and evil characters, you know, in the same group. That was a real problem. Some people can pull it off, but like some can't. And so it was like, they seemed, you know, they're fine. You know, Politan was, I would say evil Politan, not so different from regular Politan, right?
Yeah.
There's just definitely narrower like little area between like evil Politan. Like there's a far stretch between like Strix and Dieth, but one's a huge jerk. More so than
petty evils.
Yeah, it was the Spider-Man 3 evil Politan, which is just a jerk.
That's what it was. Wait. Yeah. So yeah. Well, it was you know, evil Politan. It was. I really want to see evil, and I know I've said that before, but I mean, they didn't take her hair, so they couldn't do it. But I would definitely like to see what an evil and what would be like.
I don't think evil. I would be way more afraid of evil, of like bad evil, and then like any of the other ones, because I think could be really intense and really scary.
Chris had no problem playing an evil imp, right? He just
I plays evil everything else.
behind the drink.
Wonder why.
He's got a real thing for imps, doesn't he? He's Umpok. I mean, because he had he's had a couple adventures where he's used, like there was Zotspox from that old adventure, and he's a couple other imps. He's definitely an imp kind of guy. You know, imps are funny. If you look at their stats, they're actually kind of. I mean, they can be invisible at will.
Yes.
You know? That's pretty. You know, that's pretty nasty.
They're very, very powerful, but very squishy.
Yeah.
So
they work really well as good familiars. It's really nice.
Anybody, I think this was worse because of just how amused he was with it. Yes. Dieth has always hated kids. Not true. Is it? Wait. Remember way back when Dieth was stuck in the stocks and that kid was chucking stones at his face? Maybe that's where all. Maybe that's where all this came from.
Said evil. That was for sure an evil kid. That kid was evil.
That kid was evil. Maybe we'll see that kid again sometime. That would be funny. They go back to Barovia and there he is chucking rocks at him again or something. That would be really awesome. I'd pay money to watch Dieth and Evil Dieth outscowl one another. Well, I mean, Evil Dieth has the unfair advantage of the hair, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Evil...
Normal Dieth doesn't really scowl. He broods. He broods more than he scowls.
He's an edgy boy. We know this.
I would say regular Dieth frowns. Right? He's a bummed out dude. He's a sad, you know. Like to cheer that guy up.
He's sad. He's died twice. he can't. He may not be able to be with the love of his life because, well, one, she's a trash person, and two, it might break the multiverse. He has an evil sword. He has a weird fox godmother. It's a bad life.
Casey says, I don't know if Evelyn is even possible in any universe. Very true. Could be totally impossible.
Is this like the if you get a monkey typing on a typewriter in lots of different universes, you'll eventually come up with an evil Evelyn?
Yeah. I mean, because good Evelyn is so good that means evil Evelyn would be so bad.
So evil, yeah.
Not cool. I don't want to see that.
Completely off topic, but even now we know that the death curse has ended. This is important news that we seem to gloss over with all the Evelyn dying stuff, but the death curse is over. But each of the Waffle crew still has a get out of death free card.
Oh god, yeah.
And that they still have a soul lava each, well, except for Evelyn. Politan, Dieth, and Strix can all. I would say it would probably end up as if they drop to 0, or if they fail all their death saves, they can just spring right back up with maybe 1 hit point or something. They still have a get out of death free card, but is that going to come back to bite them in the ass?
Yeah, I'm wondering if it's going to get taken away in the next episode, just because they're dealing with the hags further. But yeah, taking that into like Sigil and stuff would be really interesting, considering like 2 souls, evil ones, more mercy killer stuff probably.
It's a weird situation where they can do crazy things, knowing that if they die, it's not a big deal. That could set up some really weird idea. Let's see. He's died twice, killed a mountain full of dwarven slaves. Very true.
I mean, unintentionally. So.
Kids have it rough in a Perkins campaign. Remember when Simon darted that kid and Anna just about ate that baby?
Yes.
She didn't eat a baby, remember?
Didn't eat a baby. They just lost the baby.
The Deva said she didn't eat a baby, so she's still up for sainthood.
Yeah. Oh, Amaronith says Evil Evelyn is a super passive aggressive Southern belle. I could see him. I could see that. Super passive aggressive. I wouldn't mind that. Giving you drinks that are disgusting on purpose. Maybe that kind of thing. Evelyn is a zealot. The dead Evelyn ordeal. Really makes you wonder how there are any adults. All right, the Boulevard of Broken Dreams. Evil Eye Souls. Lightning fast. I think the Evil Eye Souls were used to make the clones. I don't think so. I think that was the hair and the.
It was the hair.
The hair, yeah.
All the stuff that Strix thought she was being nice to put in the pies.
Let's see. Everybody loves your dog.
Yeah. He's a very good dog.
Evil Evelyn is Lady. Oh, okay, Lady Priscilla. That's your. Okay. Well, yeah. So Evil Evelyn would be nice. It was a good show. It's weird when they do these. I was trying to list the gimmick episodes, and I can only remember a few of them. There was the pet episode, right?
Yep.
There was the Mark Holmes DM episode, which was really good, right? And there's the Anna DMs the show episode. Was there any other kind of gimmicky episodes that you guys can recall?
Oh.
Was there one where they were all dead, wandering in the mists of Ravenloft? Was that one of them?
I don't know.
That's not gimmicky. That's sad.
I mean, the only other gimmick thing that I could possibly think that would be gimmicky would be like the episode or two that DF and Politan shared a body.
Right. That was a good one. I like
that. But yeah, I don't think that's the same as like these. But yeah, I think it's only been like the 3 so far. It's like once per season. Or
I feel like a gimmicky episode from Chris's point of view was the one with Zog.
With what?
Where with Zog the dwarf and Death being forced to use the dark gift of resurrection just to have Zog flattened.
Oh yeah.
Oh, the pet episode.
Yeah.
The pet episode.
How could we forget?
Yeah, the pet episode.
Yeah.
I'm kind of torn on those because part of it's like it feels like filler, but part of it is also it will tie back to and there will be like an important development that comes out of it. So for a good portion of it, it feels kind of like this is kind of fun, but what are we doing here, But then towards the end, it kind of Chris is pretty awesome. He'll link it in a way where it's like and it affects the next episode in like a really big way.
Yeah.
So
the pet episode came right after the 3 episode like fight, right? Where they spent 3 episodes.
With the giants. Yeah. And they were just that. Yeah.
I guess they are kind of like a palate cleanser sort of thing, and just kind of like gets set up for next thing.
I feel like unlike where filler is used in other things, like what TK is saying, unlike Naruto or other stuff like that, this is an anime. Perkins is using the filler to advance the plot, so we may not always see it. The pet episode advanced the plot, and it helped actually draw everyone to the main room with the heart, and it actually helps the Waffle crew gains a very brief advantage and help them get out of a very sticky situation.
Yeah.
Before putting right back into it, because it's the Waffle crew. And I feel like this might be the same in that, like, one, I know it was something to let the players de-stress, but also was something that Chris was taking notes about and might be used in future.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think, necessarily like the stuff they're doing is going to, at least in the port, is going to affect the Waffle crew. I don't think they're going back there anytime soon. I don't think it'll matter in the long run for that stuff. But the fact they're still out there is kind of spooky.
I was kind of wondering if they were going to have a dinosaur race, like the evil. I thought that would
be
pretty cool, But
they were just on fire.
TK says if you don't release tension, it's hard to reconnect emotionally with characters. That's like a really smart.
That is true.
That's very smart. Like, so it's like the tension, and then you kind of like The Walking Dead, which is a very grim show. If it's always grim, it kind of loses its impact, I guess.
Yeah. And
plus, it's just you sit there and it's intense, and then I definitely it's pretty. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense to me. It's like, what could you do with these evil people? That's I'm always trying to guess where we're going. And I'm really bad at it. Like, what are they gonna do with these weird, twisted clones? have no idea, like none. You know.
I mean, you can always keep them. Like he always keep them. Like he can keep several things like in his pocket in case a situation does come up in the future where it feels like it's a good spot to like reinsert them back in. That's always nice to have those things.
I keep thinking that the evil clones are made with the DNA of the Waffle crew. Would it be imperceptible for would the Mercy Killers not be able to tell the difference?
Oh my god.
Oh, I mean,
right.
Would they tell by the soul or just by the thing? So I don't think they have.
Ooh, that is a great.
The clones don't have souls, maybe.
I'm really not sure, but also meat shields.
Take the fall.
Meat shields, people.
Take the fall for.
We look. Moral quandaries aside, they have the option of creating as many meat shields as they want.
Oh god. Do they get more evil or do they get more bad at their job?
I don't know.
I think in Strix's case, they just get more and more feral.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That
would be really cool if they traveled with their demented, weird clones of themselves and force them to, trap bait. Like send them down a hallway to see if there's a trap or something like that. That's a great idea, though, as far as like handing them over to the Mercy Killers. It's like they could almost fake their deaths with these things one time.
Yeah.
Which could be huge. Could be a really good thing. ID Buddy, what hijinks do you see the Awful crew getting into when they meet the Waffle crew? I, for some reason, see Diath having a positive influence on evil Strix, and Evelyn not noticing evil Diath being older. I think that actually is a very interesting idea, is to keep them around, the Awful crew, as NPC sidekicks. I think that would be really fun. I would definitely like to see that interacting with them. Although it might be weird, would they play both of them, or would Chris handle the NPCs?
Ooh, I would like one thing is like if Strix were having to be summoned for another Acquisitions Inc. thing, summon the wrong one, like summon the feral one.
That would be so.
You just have to deal with that.
We do know that PAX East is on this weekend, and whilst the adventure is seemingly non-canon, we do get to see Strix play this weekend in a D&D style battle royale PUBG event run by Mike Krahulik.
PUBG.
Strix's general behavior is very good for that sort of thing. It's just to hide until most of the people are dead.
I want to talk about this for a moment because it's being run by Mike, and Mike is a very good DM. Like, if you've ever seen him DMing the Murder Mystery Acquisitions Inc., or if you've seen him on the C team running the Wizard Cart event, which is
the Wizard
fantastic.
Cart, yes.
If you can watch any episode of C team, then watch that one. You don't need to know what the rest is about, but it's fantastic, and he is very good at turning video game ideas and concepts into D&D concepts. So I think he's going to pull this off very well. And I fear for Strix on an island run by Jim Dark Magic III.
So there's 90. So it's not canon. This doesn't count. What's the deal?
Think so.
I don't think it is.
Yeah, because Chris isn't running it.
Okay, can you explain?
Usually Chris is the runs.
So there's 96 creatures there. Like, do you know?
I think there's 100, so that's including the. And it's a last person standing.
So it's everybody versus everybody.
No, I think it's usually for those things. Usually, it's a team of 4 against the other teams of 4. So,
I mean, you've got Morgaine and you've got Viari, so it might turn into a free for all.
Yeah.
Or it might turn into a free for all when Strix forgets her careful spell.
Oh yeah. Or just runs off.
I don't know. Do you know if is it going to be like other NPC adventuring groups?
I don't know. Like they've just said it was going to be a battle royale style. So I think other than that context, we don't know very much about what's going to happen. But it's a live game, so it could be a lot of things happening.
That sounds really fun. That sounds really cool.
Yeah.
I had Googled it and I looked a little bit, but I didn't get all that. All I got was just the 96 people, and then it's
Mhm.
Thursday night, 8:30.
Yep, Thursday night.
Like that?
Thursday.
8:30 Eastern. Yeah, that's at
Yeah.
PAX East, right? That's in Boston.
Yes, that's the
Yes.
PAX East. Mhm.
There are still tickets. They're like $53 for Thursday.
Yeah,
and
for Thursday.
Sunday.
Thursday still, which is usually unusual for PAX. It's the first 4 days, so.
Shauna,
Usually-
are you going to PAX?
I'm going for Friday, so I'm gonna miss the Thursday thing. I'm also gonna miss the tea time, so
When does
Some
anybody
other
know when is the tea time?
Saturday.
Oh, it's on Saturday. Oh.
Mhm.
It's all sold out, right? So.
Oh yeah, it's been sold out for a while. Like, I mean, for the usual 3 days. Thursdays is a new day, so they added on to it.
That sounds that actually sounds really awesome. That's pretty. Have any of you guys been able to keep up with Trapped in the Birdcage?
Yes.
I am not up to date.
Okay, Shauna, can you tell us what's going on that show? Because I'm so behind.
Oh, they oh god, now that I can't.
Last I heard, there was the Lady of Pain actually ran into the Lady of Pain, right?
Mhm.
And that's the last I recall hearing about. Do you remember off the top?
Everything's kind of starting to melt, but right now she is Holly is really turning up the horror elements on the players by revealing like readers like the set like a realistic version of like readers' father's head under beds and stuff like that.
Really?
Yeah, it's
why
they fought like some sort of weird brain thing under Sigil and stuff like that. It's kind of shifting. She's kind of shifting the tone a little bit. It's still kind of like that Always Sunny thing, but it's definitely taken on that creepier element to it.
Mm-hmm. Let's see.
It's awesome.
So let's see what we got here. Realmark. Chris does some pretty good impersonations of the Waffle Crew, so maybe it wouldn't be a bad idea to keep them around as sidekicks and make Chris play as them. Yeah, it could. I mean, it might be just a little weird to, when someone else is running your person, sort of. I don't know. That might, it could work. It would feel weird to have them running two characters at once. That's probably not, right? It's probably not a good idea.
Could happen. I mean,
I want
they could do it.
Casey says, I want to see a one-person episode where Chris plays a bunch of NPCs and talks to himself for 2 hours. That would be the puppet show that he did.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, it was the puppet show.
And it was.
All the voices. He does a pretty good like impersonation of all of the characters of the main Waffle Crew in that one.
He did all of their voices.
Mm-hmm.
He actually did them. And that was, like a fairly insane, weird kind of, I've been in a cabin in the woods for 7 days kind of a strange experiment.
I mean, I believe he was in that room filming for almost, I think it was 2 or 3 hours just by himself.
Mm-hmm.
And it shows.
I want to go to PAX. Yeah, PAX, it's in Boston, right? That's pretty far away from me. I don't think I would be able to get all the way to PAX.
It'd be cold.
Gee, I'd love to go.
Oh, our continental convention problems pale in comparison.
Yeah,
definitely. Annalise, I guess there was I know Merrick Blackman writes about running those cons. Have you ever gone to any of the like the Australian D&D cons? I know he just
we have one where I live, which is actually one of the biggest tabletop conventions. Not just for D&D, but mainly for like Warhammer and wargaming. But that's where I got a lot of the secondhand D&D books and goodies.
Mm-hmm.
I think apart from that one, the biggest one which I've been to is PAX Oz, which is, I mean, from what I've heard, very different to your PAX, but at least we're starting to get things like Acquisitions Inc., even if it is slightly different.
We haven't discussed the next contest we're gonna do. I don't know if you guys have any info you can release on that yet.
I can release some info. So we're going to be giving away a one-of-a-kind Lim Lim crocheted by the amazing Mazmataz, who I believe is in chat. Hello, Maz. You're amazing and I love you. So this is a one-of-a-kind Lim Lim. If you're familiar with Planescape or Planescape Torment, you will know exactly what these cute little bugs are. And I think that in celebration of the short-lived Mouth of Simon, I want to see everyone's best dad jokes.
Yeah.
So, I'm not going to judge this competition though. I'm going to leave that to the pun extraordinaire, the pun lover extraordinaire, Maz. So I would like you. I'm going to tweet out very soon what the Lim Lim looks like and how to win, and you can respond to that tweet and add hashtag Waffle Talk with your best dad joke or best pun. Bonus points if it's D&D related, obviously. And in a couple of weeks, when we get Mazmataz on the show, we'll get Maz to judge that and tell us who the winner is. And if you don't follow Maz, please go follow them. Amazing crocheted yarn creations. You may have seen their Strix, which they made. It's almost like a miniature cosplay. Incredible stuff.
Mm-hmm. She has sent me some images of the Lim Lim, and I have them on the overlay. I was cute. Looking. I mean, she's made a lot of really cool stuff.
Yeah. Oh, hey, there
I was looking at her site, and it looks like she made Flump food.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. For people who might not know, a Flump is like a goofy D&D monster, which is just like a disc with tentacles and two stalks, you know. And it looks like she used Twizzler kind of things, and she put sparkles, and they look delicious. So I'm hoping I can find the recipe for that, because I would really like to try to make some Flump.
So those are actually they're Flump macarons if you want to make them.
Yeah.
And I believe there's video on the internet of Richard Witters, who's one of the D&D artists, ferociously eating one of them.
Oh yes, it's a good video.
They look delicious. And I've seen that Maz has been making. I don't know if she wants to say who or what it is yet, or but it's a humanoid creature. It's kind of reddish tan. That I'm pretty sure I guessed who it is.
I'm pretty sure it's a rather foxy lady. She's got the key to our hearts.
Yeah, but Maz has made a ton. It's the talent, like
amazing.
Oh man! Yes. Oh. Wow, tremendous.
I'm Brad.
The community, just the Dice Camera Action community, is so creative, and they're such good artists and designers and stuff. And it's like, these things are like, when you hear like, oh, you know, they made a yarn thing, you know, I think a yarn thing, what does that mean? And then you look at it, you're like, how did you how does anybody make that? You know, like it's amazing. It's really tremendous. So yeah, that's going to be the contest. We're gonna do dad jokes, which is I love dad jokes, and the best dad joke is going to get a freaking Lim Lim. All right,
from the lady of pun themselves.
Yes,
from the lady. Tremendous. All right, so we got the contest. Let me see, any more content? Is there any other stuff you guys wanted to run through here? Because not too much left to talk about on the show, as far as I can tell.
There's a very strange episode. We don't really have much to talk about, but I mean, we could talk about DMing styles, since we got to see Anna DMing. So if you guys would like to talk about that.
Yeah, it's nice to see, since we've seen most of the Waffle except for Nate DM. It's interesting to see, like, the way they DM is like very much suits their personality. Like the way that Anna runs it, it's very like she's very accommodating to like the players. Like it's very jokey. It's a lot more fun. Holly's is fun, but there is a lot of creepy that she kind of like just like launches on, kind of like how Chris does. Like there's just like it's for a while it's fun, and then people turn to rats and like stuff happens. And with Jared's very like, it's very very playful, but very like keeping everything on the rules and stuff like that.
he's very patient, surprisingly
Yeah.
patient. If anyone has listened to Dragons and Places, it's apart from Ross and Holly, all new players.
I think Ross at that point, I don't think he had played like a session or
I
two,
believe
did
he had played in a home game which Holly had run, but nothing else besides that, apart from Wamba.
Yeah, but yeah, it was the way he handled like new players was really impressive.
It's kind of an interesting, like, it's kind of a tough spot to when you're playing Chris Perkins' game and you've run like 4 or 5 sessions, and then he says, "Hey, you wanna run one of mine?" That must feel really yikes. But she was perfectly, just
the one thing.
She's fun. She's just very fun. The whole thing, that was kind of the whole. It was snappy. It was fun. She rolled with everything they did. She always kind of chose in favor of what the most amusing or interesting outcome was. Instead of shutting things down, which it's just it's a choice. That a DM would make. You had been telling me a little bit about Jared's DMing style. Like, I saw just a tiny bit of Dragons and Places, and I guess I didn't really get a feel for it. I mean, how do you compare Jared to Holly and Anna? Like, what do you think? Like,
I mean, I don't feel like Dragons and Places brought out the best of what Jared can do. If you want to see that, and he does have some rather old, admittedly, videos of him DMing a home game, and you can also find some of his streams where he's DM'd for some of his friends. He's very patient and works within the rules, but is also ready to pull the rug out from under his players. And it seems like there's always a twist.
Yeah,
which I like.
Yeah, the one constant I can say that I really like between all three of them is that they listen to the players a lot and they'll adjust things to make them more interested or to have more fun with them, and it's really nice to see that.
Yeah, I thought Anna was awesome. I like her DMing. I wonder if Holly will get a crack at run. I would like to see that, actually. Holly run a session of Dice Camera action. Might be interesting in the lifespan of the show for everybody to get a shot at running just one session. That might be kind of cool, right?
Yeah, I like that.
All right, so I think that's about it. I want to do some plugs. Annalise, you got any plugs you want to plug?
Next week is going to be the final classic crawls of Lost Caverns of Sodgecant. Unfortunately, with the hectic scheduling of the Greyhawk channel, it will be our last episode, and we've had to cut a lot of things short. But I've had a lot of fun being a player in the game, and I hope that perhaps I'll be on more Greyhawk shows soon, or just more shows in general as well. I'm also going to be in Your Tomb of Annihilation game again sometime soon when health issues aren't so much a thing, because that's been a bit of a problem with me missing a few things recently. I'm so sorry about that, guys. Should hopefully be back to doing art and stuff soon. I might have some Planescape art I'll put up soon. I'm working on a bit of a project at the moment, and I will release some details about that very soon. Just a lot of things I can't really announce yet, unfortunately. It's a bit of a problem when I want people to get excited but can't really say, the Dice Camera Action zine, so Dice Camera Zine, our artists are finishing up all of their projects and all of their creations for the zine at the moment, and we're going to be announcing stuff for pre-ordering that, as well as pre-order bonus and merch for that very soon. Tentative release date for the zine is going to be August 24th, which is the American National Day of Waffles. Gotta stay on brand.
Perfect.
But a few things that we have announced so far, which which I'm happy to talk about again. A pre-order bonus you can get is a special PDF comic, which is illustrated by the amazing Kayla Klein and written by TK Joins the Fray, who is an incredible writer. Please go check them out. That's going to be a special pre-order bonus, but also going to have a few things like acrylic charms you can get of the characters, and there'll be a limited supply of those for the first however many pre-orders. And there'll be an option to choose between getting a PDF copy of the zine or a printed copy, or both. So very exciting stuff. Shauna is actually making something for it as well, and I'm very excited to see what is coming up. And this isn't just an art zine, it's also, because it's celebrating a D&D show, where we've got writers who have done short fiction, and we've got homebrew content creators as well who have created items and spells and all this stuff which is compatible with 5th edition, which you can include in your own game, which is all inspired by the Waffle crew. Also got a few other bits and bobs, different kind of knitted or all these different types of creations, including metalwork in one case. And there's going to be a bit of Simon love in the zine as well. I won't give too much away now, but very exciting stuff, and you can follow all the progress and all the preview shots for that at Dice Camera Zine on Twitter.
Shauna, got plugs?
Yeah, I actually have things other than being in Sean's Tomb of Annihilation thing, which we have survived yet another week. I have a lot of Tomb. I am in a game on the Greyhawk channel on Friday nights. We are being run through the Team of Horrors, but it's an RP heavy Team of Horrors, which is turned into kind of like Mean Girls Invade a Tomb. So that's been a lot of fun. I get to play kind of like Mean, which I love doing from time to time. And I have another thing that should maybe be announced this weekend, but we'll see. I'm excited about that as well. But as far as this week, I will be at PAX on Friday, and I will be dressed as in my Strix costume, and hopefully I have to work on my broom thing, which I have right behind me.
You can see in the background.
Very busy. Yes, I still have a little bit to do. Hopefully have lights in it, depending on how far I get. But yeah, it's busy this time.
Awesome. All right. Yeah, so I got a bunch of stuff. Tomorrow at 2, I think, I'm going to be on the Greyhawk channel doing he's doing some kind of planar campaign, so I'm going to make a Githzerai character and use all that Githzerai lore that I like, mostly from Torment, you know, with Zerthamon and all that stuff. And Thursday this will re-air on the D&D channel. Saturday I'll be running at least one Tomb, not sure for who yet. I might just start grabbing people and smushing them together. Sunday we'll do more Dungeon Academy, where we go through the Battle of Emerald Meadows. And this morning I did an appearance on Nerdarchy, where I just got to blah blah about D&D for 1 hour. I just vomited stuff and, you know, words for 1 hour, and there's nothing I love more than that. And you can check that out at Nerdarchy on YouTube. And that was to promote Miracle's Tome of Foes, which is my new DM's Guild product, which is hopefully going to be out next week. And it's a book full of monsters and stuff like that. So thank you, everybody, for watching. And thanks for supporting us. And you should check out our Twitter. We're setting up an official Twitter account, Waffle Talk DCA. That's on Twitter. And and submit for the contest. And we'll have Maz on in a week or two to decide the winner, and you will get it shipped to you. Thank you, everybody, for watching. We'll see you again next week.
Bye, everyone.
All right. Bye. Bye.